Sorry about you and Noah.
We didn't break up, though.
With different zip codes, breakups are basically automatic.
Automatic.
I'm sorry I went out and left my phone at home.
Who'd you go with?
Just some of the guys.
Oh, I'm asking you to trust me.
If I found someone smart, funny, and like the same stuff I like, I'd hold on to them.
Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Is it tudo bem? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, it's,
okay.
Yes, it is. It's oi, tudo bem?
Oi, tudo bem?
Oh, that's good.
Turn down for what? Yeah. So nice to meet you guys. We just reunited some situations in the movie, and I would like for you to give advices.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
what advice would you give to your friend that is torn, not in a romantic way, between his girlfriend and his best friend?
For me, I would give the advice of you have to find balance. You have to make your girlfriend feel really special and let her know that that's the person that you want to be with. But at the same time, when you start dating somebody, one mistake that a lot of people make is they let their friendships get away from them. So you have to find a balance in making sure you don't let your friendships go, but the person that you're with knows exactly how special their role in your life is.
I could answer, but it would just be redundant because that is literally what I was going to say.
You have the same thoughts.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to your friend that is into someone that has a boyfriend?
Oof.
Yeah, go for it, Maisie.
I mean, I would say just don't do it. I'd say if it's meant to be, then the situation will come by and the timing will be right. But you don't want to be that person who forces something to end and then you don't want that person to then maybe regret it later on. So I would say, if you're close to them, then be honest, but don't try and sort of get in there with any sort of manipulative means. Honesty is always the best policy, I think.
I mean, I think you should always function with, integrity and respect and, in the best interest of, the person that you're into. And so if you're on your way to breaking up a couple, that's probably not the best thing to do. Think twice and then think one more time if it's right,
Exactly.
if it's worth it.
So the next one is, what advice would you give to your friend who always puts the will of others before hers?
I would say you have to take care of yourself. You got to put yourself first. The analogy is like a glass of water. Like if you just pour it all out into your friends, all of your energy, all of your time, you have nothing for yourself and you're just empty. There's nothing left. But you need to keep some for yourself so that you can continue to give to others in incrementally. It's good to love others. It's good to give your time and your energy and your love and your care and patience and listen to people and just love on them. But you can't just nonstop keep giving because then you just run out.
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to be a little bit selfish. If you're not, sometimes you have to think about what is best for you before you think about how it will always affect others. You need to, of course, have others in mind, but if there's something that's really on your mind, that's really bothering you, that will help you out of something that you're going through, sometimes it's okay to put yourself first.
I know.
The next one is, what advice would you give to your friend that hates other girl just because of jealousy?
It's just so sad. I would just say, the world is trying to pit women against each other. That's kind of what society goes for. We see it so often in the media. We see so often, in representation and in real life. So I try everywhere I can to kind of work against that sort of assumption and to really give people the benefit of the doubt. And, if you're jealous of someone, then it's kind of on you. You need to sort of self-assess and find out where that's coming from. What is your insecurity that's leading to those feelings? Don't project it onto someone else just because they're doing or have something that you don't. I think you need to really do some self-work. And I'd be kind of tough love with my friend and just be like, you got to go and figure it out. And this is not a good look for you.
No, I couldn't have said it better, Maisie. I'm not even going to try because that was awesome.
That was awesome. And Chloe suffers that in the movie. So it's what's the best answer?
Hello.
How are you?
So good.
Nice to see you.
So dashing. Hello, gorgeous.
So good to see
You
you.
look beautiful.
Thank you.
My advice would be that jealousy is a really hard thing to overcome. It's something that once you feel it towards a certain person, it just like boils in your belly and it like hurts like physically. I think that the best way to cope with that is I think that maturity and just going through certain experiences and just having life experience will take care of that for sure. But also it's important that you have soundboards in your life and you talk to people and you talk to friends and you talk to family members and people who are also older than you, who have been through a lot more than you, not just people who are your age or have less experience than you. It's important to have a lot of soundboards who can be honest with you and give you constructive criticism and not just be a yes man to you.
I'm Joey's yes man.
Yes.
Everything she's like, go for it. Yeah.
Like, same.
Jealousy is like poison for your soul. It will, like Joey said, it'll just get in your stomach and it'll just live there until you explode one day. So I think jealousy for other people, one way that I like to look at it is kind of like, think about like what I am blessed to have and focus on that as opposed to what I am jealous that this other person has.
I also think if you're jealous, you push somebody away so much. Like if you're jealous, like it shows such a lack of confidence in yourself. And it's okay if you're insecure, but at the same time, it's like important, like Joel said, to acknowledge the blessings that you have. That way you can put your best foot forward. And, jealousy doesn't live without insecurity.
Absolutely.
Next one is, what advice would you give to your friend that is in a long distance relationship and doesn't know if it's going to work?
My advice for a friend who's in a long distance that doesn't know if it's going to work is, if you go into anything thinking that it might not work, chances are it probably won't. The best thing is to just live moment by moment, be in the moment. And because then you start projecting. If you're like, oh, this isn't going to work, then you're going to start subconsciously finding reasons for it to not work. But if you're just living in the moment, chances are you're going to put your best foot forward into being the best partner you can be, even if you're long distance. And chances are they will too. And if it works, amazing. And if it doesn't, that's okay too.
And communication is key. In a long distance relationship, been there, done that. It is of prime importance to communicate and just be open and honest. Like if something is like, if you need to talk about something, you need to talk about it, because in a long distance relationship, if you can feel something's not being talked about, it can avalanche into a bigger problem, even if it's something small, because they think it could be something bigger that they're like hiding or keeping secrets. If it needs to be talked about, talk about it.
Love that.
Yeah, that was the best one. The best advice. So the next one is, what advice would you give to your friend that thinks that her boyfriend is cheating on her?
Get that iCloud account. Get those passwords for the iCloud. No, I'm just kidding. I'm like very trustworthy, and it's like, I trust you until you give me a reason to not trust you, and so I think people should have that policy, and I think you should give them the benefit of the doubt, as long as you still feel respected, and that you do feel like if there's something happening, call them out, and maybe do a little group pulling of your friends to be like, what do you guys think? Have you seen anything? Because it's hard. That's a hard accusation.
I'd really question kind of the core of the relationship, because if you don't have that trust, that you're feeling that way and you're having to talk to me about it and not talk to your partner, then something's not right. Because if anything ever comes up in my relationship, I instantly go and talk to my partner and we talk it through, and so that you always feel heard and you always feel respected. So I would first start with your partner, and then depending on the response you get from there, you should kind of know whether this is something you want to continue in or not, regardless of whether the cheating is true or not.
You guys are amazing in this.
I'm taking it very seriously. I'm like, how dare they?
Yeah, you're right. So the next one is, what advice would you give to your friend that is dating someone and have feelings for other person?
My advice would be, if you are emotionally cheating on somebody, then you need to be by yourself. You can't do that to somebody, because, you know, then you're going to just withdraw from the relationship or just be different or just be weird. And that person who's giving 110% of themselves has no idea why the relationship is going off the rails and may start to get insecure about what they're doing, even though it has nothing to do with them. Those are the moments where you have to not be selfish and think about what is best for the other person and understand that, you know, what you're doing is something that you need to address yourself, and maybe you just need to be by yourself for a little bit.
Absolutely. And I think that if the other person in the relationship is giving 100% and you're saving 10% for someone else, but you got 90 on your like partner in the relationship, then like that's just not fair. And it's okay to be open about that and say like, hey, like, I need to figure some stuff out, and like I need to take my own time. Don't worry, it's not you, it's me.
It's not you.
Big line, but in that situation, it is.
Yeah,
true.
it's classic, but it's true. Yeah,
true in that situation. But honestly, like, there's so much hurt in the world at this time that, like, if it's something like that, you just can't spread that kind of hurt around.
No, you might as well, you know, save someone long-term hurt and just, you know.
Yeah.
In a shorter amount of time than just by keeping that emotional thing going.
We felt something. You know it. Don't be afraid of how you feel.
Dante.
As someone that was with someone that had feelings for someone else, I understand that predicament. So the advice I would give is, you know, do you think the relationship with this other person is going to be any different than the relationship you have with your current person? Because if the common denominator is you in both relationships and you are ready to fly when, you know, the times get hard, you know, it could be a you thing. You self-assess and see if it's worth it.
Thank you, guys. That was amazing. Thank you for this movie, and thank you for this interview, and see you next time. Have a great day.
Thank you, Anna.
Thanks, Anna.
Bye.
Bye.
As soon as I start to figure out one thing, something or someone changes and makes me question everything.
Help!
Oh boy.